Hello,
What?
people. Society Lee. This is my first attempt at some commentary on a game that me and some buddies played. You'll see them as John Cantaloupe playing Rengar top lane, and Parkasat Ree, playing Orianna mid lane, and I am obviously playing Ashe. It's kind of a meh game, to be honest, for my part. I had a Soraka that was trying to give me all kinds of crap. Decided to go Doran's since she was, like the healing support of healing supports. And I think having 78 AD kind of gives you a bit of an advantage in lane, certainly. So just walking. Warwick made a comment in the beginning that I thought was kind of interesting. He was like, "Well, we would invade, but we have a Doran's Ashe," which I don't really agree with. Like, Ashe, by the time we got to their jungle, my crit would be like almost guaranteed. So that's like 150 damage crit, plus whatever I have in AD is like 80. So that's like 200 burst damage. People only have like 400 health if they're like AP carries or something. I mean 400 to 600, something like that. So that I'm taking between like half and a third of their HP in less than a second and a half. So I don't think that's a very good statement, to be honest. Looking like I may maybe having some frame rate dips here. Perhaps for some reason. I hope it's not like that the whole game. Yeah, it was a pretty good game.
Oh, Eve, I don't know a goddamn thing about you.
I mean, for my buddy, it was anyway. I was I was doing okay. I went like, I think I ended the game at like 2-4, something like that. It was interesting, to say the least. It was just a very odd game. Waiting for the minions to spawn here, so we can get to our last hitting. I did have some pretty good last hitting in the beginning. I think you'll see when I first go back to buy, I have like 2,200 gold or something, which
not
is
very good right now.
obviously not bad. So they get into lane late. I usually like to wait, if I can, until the enemy AD gets in the lane, so I can use the first crit. Because that obviously, if you can get a crit volley off and take 200 health from them straight off the bat, that gives you a huge advantage in lane. But most people don't fall for that. They know that you're gonna hit them really hard if you get that first crit. So. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, I get hit by so many boomerang blades this game. It's ridiculous. I mean, they are just everywhere. They're haunting my dreams. A lot of really close calls with almost killing the Janna or almost killing the Sivir. This Janna seemed like she was a pretty solid support. Our Soraka was pretty good too, though. She was like mega aggressive. Every so often you get a Soraka like that just wants to just chuck some bananas.
My aim is steady. Yes, that was it.
Yeah, see that? Look at her. She's going crazy. And they actually ran. I think they could have really capitalized on her being that aggressive, because you'll see that I'm just like she'll run way ahead of me, to the point where I'm out of auto attack range of the creeps that I'm trying to farm.
That's awesome.
So it's either, run and auto attack them or get like 60 gold. And I'm going to choose the 60 gold every time. See, there he is, Canner getting first blood on this Jace. He turned out to be a real monster in this game, you'll see. It was pretty nuts. Yeah, see, look at this, she's chucking bananas like crazy. I didn't miss too many last hits in the beginning. A little bit better than usual. Ashe is kind of my staple AD. I've been trying to play Vayne a lot. You'll see from my other gameplay that I've been trying to play her quite a bit. But she's not. Mr. Canaloo brought up a good point that she's not an easy AD to play, really. As far as ADs go, she is definitely one of the hardest for sure. I mean, you have to really be very, very, very sure of what you're doing and know when to go in and when to run. Because if you hesitate on Vayne, then it's going to cost you. Like you're not going to get the poke or the damage to kill the enemy, and you're going to be close enough because she has a really short auto attack range, obviously. You're gonna be close enough that they're just gonna just destroy you because she's very squishy too. She's got lower bases than most of the other AVs. Well, let's see here. Just yeah, see between the poke from Soraka and mine, you'll see we keep going back and forth, just doing this sort of back and forth. Like she'll poke and then I will, and yeah, if we had just gone in together, we would have maybe scored a kill early game. This isn't one of my greatest games, to be honest. It was okay. It was okay. I don't necessarily judge how I did in a game by my kill death ratio. It doesn't tell the full story. I mean, people immediately will just say, oh well, you went 1 and 4, you went something and something. It's like, well, that doesn't really tell you. It doesn't really tell you everything. I mean, just because you didn't get the last hit doesn't, because nobody ever counts assists. Obviously, when's the last time you ever heard somebody in a game say, "Oh, well, you went this, and this"? No. It's always kills and deaths. Even if you're a support, a lot of people you'll see won't count them. Just last hitting. Oh, the Sivir pretty much gets denied. She pretty much gets denied the first portion of this game. Just by chucking them bananas, man. She couldn't handle it. I'm looking right here. I wasn't quite close enough to get the slow arrow on her.
I killed your mid for you.
Thanks, man.
Oh, and there she goes. And look, you'll see in the chat here. You saw it happen. I was like running and trying to shoot her, and she's like, "Why'd you run, Ashe?" I got video proof now. I wasn't running. She just got like insta killed.
Agreed.
And yeah, they could definitely be more aggressive on me right now. They could be denying me rather than pushing the lane.
Bushes up here, and I was like, okay, jump on her.
They just decided to go ahead and just right click and auto attack them over and over. Because I mean, if they both came at me right now, I'd have to run. Like, and I make her blow her flash, and then I do mine, and she shields, and I'm like, oh god, huge mistake, huge mistake. I could have still had mine. I don't think it plays a part later in the game, but still, I don't like wasting summoners. There's another kill for Cantaloupe. You may hear some of their Skype conversation. I'm still figuring out fraps. I know. You probably heard Ree in the beginning. Saying something. I can't remember what now. I really should get these things in replay. I should get some software so I can view the actual replay rather than just my POV, because it's pretty boring. Just like farming. I make a couple of really bad plays this game. See, I'm trying to, she's just, I don't want her to get you can see that one melee creep that's kind of low, and you could tell she wanted to come in for it. And I can't believe she got out. I was so pissed when she got out of that. Like, she went down to so low. I was very upset when she went down to that. So there's one arrow I hit. You'll see later in the chat that Soraka feels the need to berate me about my missed arrows. I mean, some of them are pretty bad, but still. Oh no! It wasn't Soraka. It was Warwick. Warwick was talking some crap about how I kept missing arrows. And I don't know. That was one point that I brought up to them when I was on Skype with them was why. I don't see why people feel the need to, like, if somebody's doing badly on your team, why they feel the need to just let you know that you're doing badly. Like, you have eyes just like they do. You can see that you're doing badly, and chances are whoever you're, like, getting onto or like trying to make feel bad about doing poorly in a game, chances are they probably already feel bad. I mean, when you're doing poorly in a game, you feel like crap. Everybody does. It's like why can't I just play better? And all it does, it's not gonna make your teammates play better. All it's gonna do is make them play worse. It's gonna make them feel like you know,
My God, dude.
you're not being supportive as a teammate. And I mean, I don't expect everybody to hold hands and
Society. I don't know why you hate us.
be like, la, no, 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 no. But I mean, that doesn't accomplish anything.
Oh, he's
Just
such a
saying, oh, well,
baller,
your
dude.
score is
Oh,
1
he's
and
such a
4, so
baller.
you should feel bad about that. Well, they already do. So don't do that. That's just don't be a douche. Don't be a douche. And before you say it, no, I don't talk shit to my teammates that are doing poorly. I mean, I may talk shit about them, on Skype to my friends, but I don't feel the need to let them know and make them feel worse about it. That doesn't serve a purpose. So there's my rant about that. Last hitting. I'm trying to think of anything that's going on right now. Ree is actually, I think when I go back, I'm pretty sure I'm top in the game in CS when I go back. 2200 gold. I can't tell how much I have now because I'm using Windows Movie Maker and won't let you narrate and see a full screen gameplay, so that's a bummer. But oh, cool. All right, never mind. The little line in the middle, I can drag it. I'm figuring out things as I go. Look at me. Look at Soraka is just going nuts. Sivir kind of sort of figures it out towards the end. She's like, oh, okay. Yeah, Janna flashes in to get the to block the arrow, which was silly because she would have spell shielded it anyway. That's the way it goes sometimes. She probably just panic flashed. That must have been just like right off cooldown because she flashed earlier when I had her trapped in a slow. See, and I like to do that. I mean, I know it's a waste of mana. Like you could just blast hit regularly. Yeah, here I go. I'm going back, and you'll see the scoreboard right now. I'm at 80. Yeah, next place person is, I think it was Eve with 79. And then after that it's like top lane Cantaloupe, and Bree was pretty high up there too. She ends up beating me in the end of the game, but I'm not giving her credit for that because she's playing a AP mid. AP's just a lot easier to farm one. At least once you get early game, they're a little bit harder just because your auto attack damage is like 50, but after you get like maybe a blasting one on most AP mids, you can at least clear the back wave minions, and you'll figure it out for the melee. Warwick coming in for a gank.
Bree, come get blue.
I don't think anything's gonna happen there. Probably not. Soraka doing her damnedest.
I'm not
Oh, there it goes. I get the kill with the volley, and then right there, you see how I ran like right next to him? I'm having this really nasty habit now since I started playing again of instead of clicking on the actual champion themselves, I click like right next to them, and Sivir just that's one of my fail attempts at trying to arrow. It wouldn't have saved me anyway. No way I could run out of her auto attack range by the time the stun ended.
Yep, absolutely.
Soraka says dad ult, dad ult, indeed. Dad ult, indeed. Sweden I don't have enough for Zergreaves, and I've already bought.
Oh, no,
I'm not gonna buy another Doran's at whatever it is, like 13 minutes. I'm not gonna pick up another Doran's at that point. It's time to start going into late game. Here I'm debating on arrowing mid, and my mid says don't do it. Even though, like, look, you see where she pops up, like 2 seconds later, that arrow would have definitely hit her. But she was going to get blue buff anyway, so.
Wow, good for you.
Oh well.
Did a whole lot there.
I do land a. I think it's somewhere close to here. I'm asking my top laner Cantaloupe. I'm like, hey, can you kill him? I'm looking at him right now. I'm like, hey, can you kill him if I land an arrow? And he's like, yeah, dude, yeah, I'm good. So I say, all right, just keep him by the tower or whatever. Just don't don't harass him. Just let him sit in front of his tower, because that's what most champions are gonna do. They're not gonna sit at the back of their tower. There's no reason to. You might lose a little bit of experience. And I'll look back up there for a second. You can see it on the mini map heading down there, and he's just waiting. He's waiting to pounce. And it does land. Check that. He doesn't quite get him though. It's actually pretty far from getting him. I don't know what that was about. Rain Garnet. Look at Sivir's chasing ability right here. This is ridiculous. And I turned it, that little turnaround right there. I was trying to turn around and hit her with a frost arrow or whatever, but yeah, I don't think it would have helped anyway. I think later in the game I actually do land a frost arrow when I'm trying to run from her, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, it was so bad.
Yeah, he apparently ate a bunch of tower shots trying to kill him. I think my arrow did more harm than good.
Tops of my.
I do need to go back and buy though. I've got like 23.
Come back, we got that. Pick up the Zarkreeves. I went Boots of Swiftness for the longest time on Ashe. I don't know why, they just felt right on her. And I saw like a few different high elo players just say that Boots of Swiftness are just like the worst thing you can buy. So I stopped and I started getting Zarkreeves, and I kind of agree with them. If you take, a lot of people recommend move speed Quints on Ashe. I don't have move speed Quints in this game, but a lot of people recommend move speed Quints on Ashe, and that's a far better option than going for Boots of Swiftness, just because Zarkreeves early game offer you so much attack speed. If you look at them, it's for the gold amount per, like, they're the best attack speed per gold of like any item. I'm pretty sure you get like 25% attack speed, slightly more than Zeal. I think Zeal's 20. You get 25 attack speed for like 900 gold or something total. Plus the cost of the boots, but I mean you're gonna get boots regardless. So 570 for the dagger and the upgrade to boots too, or to Zarkreeves. So that's like 500. You're getting 25% attack speed for 570 gold. That's like a very good deal. Oh, and she misses the arrow, and Soraka gets very upset by that. How could you miss? How could you miss such an arrow? It was pretty fail. I'm gonna be honest. I would have been upset if I was supporting an Ashe that arrowed that badly. I'm just trying to poke a little bit here. I end up taking way more damage than I do, but
Absolutely see you there, you stupid man.
See, I like to do this on Ashe. I'll get like 2 or 3 of them low, and then I'll volley all 3 of them down. I don't know. I just enjoy it. I like volleying multiple creeps down. See, I'll do it again and get all 3 of them. So a perfect. I got all 6 creeps in that wave, and I would be willing to bet that if I had just, auto attacked them regularly, I probably would have missed at least 1, if not 2. So, I mean, I think it's worth it, especially with Soraka in your lane. You're not gonna be hurting from mana most of the time anyway.
There's nobody on this team that can even come close to killing me.
And just last sitting. Poke Janna a bit, and I'm like, oh god. Soraka knows I'm fucked. So she flashes, I flash. Pretty sure they do end up getting me here. Yeah, see, I turn around and I hit her with 1 frost arrow. It doesn't help at all. She is rolling out. Without Janna's shield, I think I would have almost had her. Yeah, she was without the Janna shield, she was like 1 attack away. Or 1 tower shot away. Here comes Warwick to go nuts. Yeah, they do get the Sivir. Yeah, Cantaloupe getting top tower with Jace there, so that's a big slap in the face. I hope it's okay that I uploaded a loss. I mean, I don't have any viewers at this point anyway, but
Cleaned real quick.
I don't want to be one of those guys that uploads. For one, it takes to get a game that I could be like, oh yeah, that's a great game of me doing really well. I mean, it would take at least a couple games, like 2 or 3, for me to get a game where I felt like I was carrying the other team, or I was carrying our team. It'd take me at least a few games. And I mean, I don't want to be one of those people that just uploads games where I'm just destroying. I'm not going to upload a ton of losses just because it's depressing, but I'll upload a few of those too. I don't care.
What, me?
I'm aware that when people do start watching my videos, there's definitely going to be a fair share of people that just say, that just come on to say, no, well, you suck and you lost and your CS was terrible and
get it, hurry.
your mom's a ugly whore and all kinds of assorted bad mouthery. But I'm okay with that. Excuse me.
Swiftly now.
Ree coming in for what I thought was going to be a bush gank, but she just ends up being like,
Wow,
I'm walking into
everybody's
this
leaving?
bush right here, with them
Yeah,
having
I was
like,
gone.
they had complete vision of her right there.
Left me.
Like, before she came out and auto attacked that creep, they knew she was there, and then at this point I'm like, oh shit, somebody's here. So we kill her, and Eve instantly destroys my whole health bar. Janna ult, pushing people into the wall. I think Ree makes it out. Maybe, I'm not sure. Cantaloupe coming down for some kills. I'm not sure. It looked like Janna was trying to flash over the wall right here. Oh, she was silenced. Soraka silence. OP. Nice. Okay. That was why I was wondering when I was playing this game. I was like, why didn't she? She definitely wanted to flash over the wall right there. I'm pretty sure it was up too. She just couldn't do it. I think it was Soraka silence. So mana potion. Buy nothing. And I'm like, oh man, look at this creep wave. That's what I wouldn't like. I get much more enticed when I see a creep wave like this, just going to a tower that nobody's gonna be able to get. I'm like, oh yeah, those are my creeps.
Dragon.
Nobody else is getting them
Dragon.
creeps. I get more excited about that than maybe really good kills. I like those more than creeps, but like it's so satisfying to just walk in and be like, oh, big volley, 4 creeps. That's one thing I need to work on. I'm pretty good at farming. Like I'm pretty satisfied. I think I'm above average from like what elo I play at. I guess probably like around 1400, something like that. I think I'm above average as far as CSing for my elo, but I'm really bad at early game fights. Like late game when I like if I'm playing Vayne for example. I'm really bad at making those just clutch decisions of, okay, I can run in and I can do this and I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna hesitate, I'm just gonna go and you know, however it turns out, that's how it turns out. I'll hesitate and then in the time of my hesitation they end up, you know, putting a bunch of extra damage and then I'll end up going for it. And I'm a lot better once I've got money. Like once I've got my core items built up, like say Zargreaves, Infinity Edge, and Azeel, I know pretty well what to do with that, especially on Ashe. And I know what to do with that amount of gold. I'm very good at that portion of the game, from like mid game to, you know, like 35 minutes, 40 minutes, somewhere in there. I really know what to do with that amount of gold. But in the beginning, and maybe late game team fights, or some of my weaker points. I could really do with just playing a few games and just saying, F it, I'm gonna go early game summoners, and I'm just gonna try to get a kill early, or play a game and just intentionally not worry as much about farming, because I don't really need that much more practice on that. What I do need to practice is quick decision making in fights, in the early game and the late game. So that's something that, I don't know, something to keep in mind. And okay, here, let's get back to the game and see what's going on. Yeah, we were farming and I decided to go back. I got 1900. Go back, pick up Infinity Edge. And at this point, both bot towers are down, and the creeps are going to meet somewhere in the middle. It's always a decision of, you know, are you going to go farm, or are you going to try to, you know, help your teammates who are almost always, you know,